All right, so now in this section, we are going to learn how to install a WordPress blog. It's simpler than you think. Before we get going, how many of you have already installed a blog? Just yes or no? I know there are some who have not. You've got your domain name out there, and you do need to have it hosted. This is what you need. You need to have hosting. We're going to talk about that briefly. You need to have access to your cPanel. I'm going to show you how to install WordPress and go through the basic setup. So I see lots of yeses, but I know there's some no's out there. Did you have your blog installed already? And this may help you to get it going a little bit better, a little cleaner, a little simpler. It'll give you some tips and strategies to clean up your blog and make it look good. All right, you guys are awesome. Let's get started, shall we? So the first thing that has to happen in order for you to install your WordPress blog is you need to have a domain name. Now, I talk about this a lot, and if you guys wouldn't mind, let me know, is your domain your name or something else? So just let me know, say it's my name or it's something else. I have many, many, many websites and many blogs, and my main blog is janetlegere.com, and I really recommend that you get a blog that has your name in it so that people can get to know you. Now, you may have many websites out there. I've got close to 50 websites, all different blogs and different websites for different programs and different things, and they're all connected to janetlegere.com. So if you don't yet have your own name as a domain name, may I recommend that you get it, that you buy the name, you get it installed on your web host manager, and I highly recommend GVO. GVO is our #1 recommendation. It's what we use. It's only $9.97 a month to host up to 4 websites, plus you have a professional autoresponder, so you have everything you need to make the CLB system work for you when you host with GVO. You can also host with GoDaddy or HostGator. There's lots of different options out there for you to host your website. The whole point of it is that you need to do it. This isn't something that is really an option. If you truly want to create long-term success here on the internet, you need to get your website out there and people need to get to know who you are. It's absolutely critical. Yeah, GVO is an absolutely great company. Now, here are some of the things you need to look for when you're hosting your website. You need to make sure that you have cPanel. The cPanel is where you're going to access your website, okay? Now, you don't need to know a lot about cPanel, so don't let it scare you. I know the first time I went into cPanel, I was scared to death. I was afraid to touch anything. And then I spent some time learning it, and I thought, this is really cool. And you need to have the ability to install WordPress. Not all hosting companies give you that ability. So you need to make sure that you check that you have that ability, and GVO certainly does offer it through a program called Softaculous. So once you've installed your domain, you're now going to access cPanel. I'm going to go into desktop sharing, and we're going to do a live installation of a WordPress blog, complete with an opt-in form and banners and a video and everything. Ooh, this is going to be fun. So you're going to have a cPanel that's going to be your domain name /cPanel. That's how you access it. You'll have access to your files, to FTP, your email. You'll also have access to different software programs, one of them being called Softaculous. And Softaculous is a script program. So it offers many, many scripts for you to install. The one script that matters is WordPress. That's all we're interested in here, okay? So for all of you out there who can't help yourself and really have to be attached to information, I'm going to throw this warning out there and this caution and whatever else I can call it. Until you get this working, I'm really going to caution you to follow my steps. I'm especially going to encourage you to follow the steps I teach at CLB and get it working. If you're not building your list, if you're not getting subscribers every day and feeding your funnel that way, that's what you need to be focused on, because you cannot do everything at once. And it's just like installing a blog. There's so many things you can get confused at here. You can click all kind of buttons here, do all kind of things, but you don't need to. You need to get your blog up. You need to start using your blog. So follow the steps I teach. They're basic. It's really all you need to do, and it's really all you need to know to get you started. Make sense? It's going to avoid some confusion. So this is what your cPanel looks like at the top half of the page. Yours might look a little different. It depends on the style that's set up for you when you set up your website. You're going to have access to your email accounts and webmail. You'll want to know where that is. You're going to want to set up some emails for your domain, especially a personal one just for you. And there's your file manager. So if you want to go and have a look at your website, if you want to set up pages, if you're into that, great. Those are not areas that you even need to touch in order to set up your blog. The only area that you need to touch is right here under Software Services, Softaculous. Okay, so that's an area you want to become familiar with. You want to look for that button that says Softaculous. From Softaculous, it's a one-click submission or installation of your WordPress blog. You just enter the details, click install, and poof, you've got a website. It really is that simple. So when you click on the Softaculous button, it brings up all of the scripts that they have. Okay, so here are their top scripts, which I love because it comes up and you don't have to go searching for WordPress. It's right there. When you highlight over it, it'll come up with a button that says install. You simply click on that and it brings up a page to enter your information and install your blog. It's that simple. Now your basics set up your blog. You might want to make notes of this. You need to choose a theme. Do me a favor. How many of you get stuck on that? You just can't find a theme you like. Just find something that'll do for now and get your blog building. You can always change your theme down the road, okay? You know what? If that's holding you up, you can't find a theme you like, that's just an excuse not to move on to the next step. Hate to be brutal, okay? Hate to be brutal. Just pick something. Doesn't have to be perfect. In fact, you don't even need to like it. You just need to get it up there, okay? Very important. I recommend go with something plain and simple in a color that you like. You can always change it later. They all have customization. They all have things you can do. It's not necessary right now. So Theta, will you make a promise to yourself here today that you'll just go and pick a theme? I'll show you how easy it is. You're going to set up a few blog settings. You might want to change the title. You might want to change how that looks. You're going to set up your reading settings and your page settings. We're going to set up a page and what have you. We're going to add our first post. We're going to show you how to set up widgets. We've got lots we need to do. Do you guys think we could do all this in half an hour? I think we can install a blog, choose a theme, add some pages. Think we can do all that? Well, I'm happy to say that we absolutely can. We absolutely can. And it's going to be fun. So I'm going to go now. I'm going to shut my video off. Say bye-bye video. Say bye-bye to the bears. And let's cross our fingers here. I hope you've all been putting out good intentions. We seem to be good so far. We're going to go into desktop sharing. There we go. You should be seeing my desktop now. So we're going to go to our cPanel, and as I had shown you in our instructions, before we go to cPanel, let's look at this second place. You guys are just, look at this, 96 votes. Do you see it? There we are, solidly in second place there. And now that I know that you can vote once a day, I'll be getting that out to our members to make sure that they do vote once a day. And we're going to move up here to #1 spot. What do you think? You guys can help us. You guys are awesome. All right, so I'm going to close this. We don't need to be here anymore. And here's our cPanel. So you'll see up here it says, who is Janet Legere? But now it's got all this stuff here. All right, but to get to my cPanel, I would just type, I just want to show you, www.whoisjanetlegere. See, there it is there. There's the web address. /cPanel. Now, I'm already logged in, but otherwise, if I went there, it would come here. There's the authentication required. So I'm going to log in with my username and password. You would have created this when you created your domain. So you're going to log in. And here we are. I'm going to close this window because we only need to be in here once. And so here we are. There's our stats. There's the information we need. I like that this is showing nice and big. Now, we just wanted to focus here. So we're going to come down here. We're looking for software. And there we are. Software services, Softaculous. So I'm going to click on Softaculous. And here's WordPress. So once WordPress is here, so there's the picture, but my mouse was on it, so we're going to click Install. And here's the information, all right? So we want it to be HTTP, who is Janet. Now this is important. You need to remove this directory because you want it to go to the root. I want this blog to go to whoisjanetlegere.com. I don't want it to go to a directory. Now, if I wanted to, if I was creating a new blog on my domain for my webinars, or so I could just put a folder in here called webinar. And then it would go to whoisjanetlegere.com/webinar. But I don't want to do that. I want it to go to whoisjanetlegere.com. So make sure that the directory has nothing. Okay, you want to remove that. The database name is fine. The prefix is fine. Site name. Here we go. Janet Legere. I just want my name. Site description. Adventures in Internet Marketing. There we go. That works for me. Now I need to create a username. I'm going to use my name and the password. You want to make a password that is very secure. There we go. So there's a very strong password. I get 100 out of 100 there. Okay. Now I want email. I haven't created that email yet, so I'm just going to send it to my Gmail account. I'm going to scroll down. Now down here, I can have it send this information to any email account I want. I have to send it to my Gmail account so that I have a record of my installation, including my username and password. So once I'm ready, I'm just going to click Install. Now I'm going to get an error that comes up because I did already have a blog installed, which is fine. It says, if you read it, installation cannot proceed. Please delete these files or choose another folder, or select the checkbox to overwrite these files, which is exactly what I want to do. Overwrite. Until you click Install, it doesn't give you that option until it goes and it checks your website. It checks your hosting to see if there's anything there. So I'm going to scroll back down now and click Install, and we can watch it install. I'm just going to check that we're still on track, and we are. Nice work. And there we go. Now you'll see here that it gives me all my information. There's my website. Here's where I log in as admin. Well, let's go do that, shall we? Because now we have a blog to set up. So here we are. We have a blog. Now it already knows my username and password. It's remembered it. So we're going to log in. It brings us to our WordPress dashboard. I just want you to become familiar with the WordPress dashboard. I'm going to get to my page here that had all, there it is, okay. So you'll notice here you can customize your site, you can change your theme, write your first blog post, add a page. So there's lots of things you can do, and there's quite a few things that we need to do. I'm going to create a couple pages. We're going to pick some themes, we're going to add some widgets. So the first thing we want to do, though, is I want to show you the settings area. So we're going to go into the settings. These are your general settings. So remember, I wrote my name, Janet Legere, Adventures in Internet Marketing. There it is. I can change that if I want, if I don't like the way it looks. Well, let's see how it looks. Oh, there's the default blog. Well, that's a little bit much, but you know what? It's okay for now. We're going to change it in a moment. So there's my blog, Janet Legere, Adventures in Internet Marketing. There's a sample page. It says Hello World. There's recip. So there's how that blog looks. I'm going to keep this information as it is. You can change the date if you want. And then we're going to go down here into the reading area. You can look at these sections if you want. Now I'm going to be going and creating a couple pages because we're going to select a static page. Right now, when you go to this, it's going to take you to the default blog posts. I'm going to create a page with a video, and I want it to go to my video page. I'm also going to create a page where my posts will go. Don't let that confuse you. Just follow what I'm doing. So we're going to do that in a moment, so then we'll come back here and change this. And then I want to go into my discussion. Now, this is for people to leave comments on your blog. All right, so we certainly want to hold a comment, but right here it says before a comment appears, comment author must have a previously approved comment. Well, that doesn't work. Turn that off. All right, but I do always hold my, there we go, comment must be manually approved. Scroll down. Everything else I leave the same. But you want to make those two changes. So you want to uncheck comment author must have a previously approved comment, and you want to check comment must be manually approved. Now the other thing you want to change, or I prefer to change, are the permalinks. Because as it is, and I'll show you, if I click on this blog post, do you see what it does? It's got who is Janet Legere, question mark P equals 1. If I click on the sample page, page ID equals number 2. I don't want that. What I want is it to be the name right here. All right, so sample post is going to go post name. I'm going to save it. Now I'm going to show you how that changed. Hopefully you guys are following me okay here. So I want to go back here to my sample page and show you that the name changed now to the name of the page. If I go home to my post and I click my post, instead of a number, it now shows the post name. All right, so that's right here under settings, permalinks, and you choose post name and save changes. So let's go, and I really don't like that theme. So over here under appearance, we're going to go to themes. Let me just come to the room for a sec. And it looks like we're doing all right. So we'll just continue on. Now when you click on themes, it shows you two themes that are default install. I could just select this one if I want. It's pretty plain. But maybe I want to install a new theme. So you click on install themes and you have some options you can choose. I recommend you start by picking a color. So I think on this one I want to go with blue. I want a blue blog. I like a 2-column blog. And that looks good for me. All right, that's all I need. I want blue and 2 columns, so I'm going to click Find Themes. And there we go. Now I have a whole bunch of themes I can look at. Look at all these beautiful themes. I need to pick something. Now here's what's cool. I can pick one, I can install it, I can come back and pick another and install it. You know, here's kind of a cool one. Let's install that one. I just want to show you how this works. There we go. And now I'm just going to click back. It's already installed. I'm going to go install another one. Oh, I like the one with money. Money's always good on a blog. And there it is. It's installed. And I'm going to click the back button. And I kind of like this one. I think that's what I'm going to go with right here. Let's have a look at it. Let's do a live preview. So here's what my blog would look like this. Now I'd have to go and put a banner there. That's fine. Maybe I want something simpler right now. I kind of like that though, so I might come back to that. So let's go find another one that's even simpler. And as I scroll down, it'll keep bringing up new blogs for me. You just find things that kind of tickle your fancy and grab it. And this is kind of simple. And let's have a look at it. So this is what my blog would look like. Oh, I like that. So I'm going to activate this. There's our blog. So let's go here now. And let's refresh. And there's our new blog. Looks pretty cool. Not much there. Well, let's go change that. All right. So far so good. Now we're going to come and we're going to set up a page. So it has a sample page. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to set up a page called posts. And what's going to happen here, and this is something that's a clever little trick. It's just called posts. There's going to be nothing on it. I'm going to click publish. That's all you do. There we go. I'll show you what that's going to do in a moment. Now I want to add another page that says, I think I'll just call it welcome for now. Thank you for visiting. Please subscribe to my list to stay up to date on all my latest webinars. There. Now, I want to put a video here, so I'm going to click text. And luckily, this is all working for me today. Now, I've gone ahead and I created a form, a page, I mean, that has all my, I think this is my video. Yes, it is. Here we go. So this is my video that I've already recorded, and I'm just going to put it right here. And you'll see that there's my video. And I'm going to I'm just going to put my name. I'm keeping this simple, okay? So I'm going to publish that. Now, remember what I said that I was going to come back after I created the pages? We're going to go to settings, to reading, because now I want to tell my blog to act differently. I want it to go to a static page. My front page is going to be my welcome page. My post page is going to be my post page. I'm going to save the changes. All right, now watch this. When I click on my main page, all right, so there's my welcome page. I'll have to figure out how to change this graphic. There's my welcome with my video. I have no banners or anything here yet. That's all right, we'll get there, but there's my video. Now if I click on posts, look at this page. I'm going to click on posts, and there is my post. Now if I want to add a post, I'm just going to click here. I don't want the hello world. I'm going to delete that. I'm going to add a new post. How to install a WordPress blog. We are teaching our class how to install a WordPress blog. Oops. Click the video play button below to enjoy this live replay. Now, when I upload the recording from this call, I will be able to come back here and put my embed code here so that my blog can then be seen and people can come and watch my blog. Now, because I'm not ready to post this blog yet, I can just save it as a draft. But I do want to show you the blog post so I can publish it. I can put tags, I can put SEO and all that. I'm just making this simple right now. So let's go back here. Let's click posts. I'm sure in my settings there's a place to change that picture. There it is, how to install a WordPress blog. And you'll see, look at how the words change. There we go when I click on it. How to install a WordPress blog. And so when I install my video, it will show up right under here. Let me come back to the room for a moment. Make sure we're all doing good. Looks like we are. We're breezing through this. So next, we have a few more things to do, such as widgets. We've all heard about widgets. Well, these are under our appearance. Now you'll notice, load my widgets. There are no widgets on this blog yet. Down the sidebar. See where I want my widgets is down here, and I notice there aren't any on the blog. Oh, they're up here for some reason. Interesting. I may change my theme. So if I want to add an opt-in form, I'm going to go here. Here's my sidebar widgets, and I'm going to add, oops, a text. Maybe I'm going to add it. Sidebar. Okay, there we go. Sidebar widget area. Subscribe for webinar reminders. Because that's what my list is for. Now I'm going to go back over to my cheat file that I created and get my opt-in form, which is right here. Back to my widget. Here's my text widget. And I'm going to paste my opt-in form right in the box of my text widget. And I'm going to save it. Now if we come to our blog and I refresh, look at that. Subscribe for webinar reminders. All right. And there we go. I can fill out the form and it'll take me and fill in the subscribe me to the list and take me wherever that goes. But that's not all I want. I also want to put a banner down the side. So let me close this one. Now to put a banner, it's another text widget. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to add my text widget. Work with Janet Legere. I have a banner that is actually directed to Contact List Builder. And here it is right here. So here's my banner code. You'll need all these codes. If you don't know how to get them, don't worry. We can help you with that. Here's my banner code. I'm going to save that. Now let's have a look. And there we go. There's my banner. Isn't that cool? But wait, there's more. I would also like to put a banner to Prospect Geyser. So I'm going to come down here and I'm going to add another banner. I'm going to put Prospect. You do not have to put a title. I just choose to. Prospect Geyser Family. I'm going to come back to my cheat sheet. And here are my Prospect Geyser Family banners. They're already coded and ready to go. There we are, all three of them. And I'm going to save. And let's go back here. And we're going to refresh. And look at that. Now we have the Prospect Geyser family, and there's all three of our programs on my blog. So now I've got my subscriber form, I have my banner, and my Prospect Geyser family. There are other things I could put down my sidebar if I wanted to. I could put pages, the pages I have there. If I go up to the top menu here, the search is okay, but I really want to move this stuff down here. Okay, so I'm going to put my recent posts here. We don't need, the comments. I guess we could have the comments down here as well, but we're going to put them down here. And I'm just going to remove these. See, I can remove these widgets. Get rid of the categories and get rid of the meta tags. Now I've cleaned up my blog. Let's have a look. I won't have all this stuff up here, right? So now there's just a search bar. Oh, we got two of them. Don't need that. So I'm going to get rid of this. Now your theme is going to be different. And look at what we're doing here. I'm clicking and playing. And isn't that easy? I haven't broken anything. And if I do, that's okay. I can just start over. So there we go. We got a nice looking blog. If I click on the main page, it brings you up to my video. I can get rid of that. And it invites you to fill out the form over here. So there we go. Very simple, isn't it? We're going to be quiet for Janet. And pretty much that is it in a nutshell. All right, we've just set up our blog. Now there's some plugins you're going to want to set in. Just let me go to our plugins here. You're going to want to set these up, and we're going to do another call on how to do that. So we've got, these are the plugins that are installed, Akismet and Hello Dolly. You do want to set up your Akismet, and the instructions are here, very easy to follow, and you don't need to keep the Hello Dolly, so we'll just delete that. Next week, we are going to go through, and I'm going to show you how to install the basic plugins on your blog to keep your blog secure and to make it easier to maneuver. But for now, we've done all we need to do, And we now have a functioning WordPress blog, whoisjanetlegere.com. And that is that. And we still have 10 minutes to spare. I'm going to come back in the room. And how was that? Was that easy or what? I'm going to stop desktop sharing for a moment. And back to our presentation. And there we go. Wasn't that amazing? So let's just review what we talked about here. We talked about hosting your domain, accessing your cPanel, installing the WordPress. That was so simple, wasn't it? And the simple settings. The akismet, Barbara, is it takes your spam, or it takes the spam comments out of your comments. So it automatically filters all the spam. So you really want to set that up. And we'll talk about that on one of our calls as well. So who's ready to go install their blog? Pretty awesome, isn't it? It's simpler than you thought. Did that help, guys? I want to know if it helped you to really see how easy it is to install and set up a WordPress blog. And I just challenge you guys to don't make it complicated. My blog's up. I'm not sure I'm crazy about the theme. I can go and change my theme anytime and do that all again. It took us 20 minutes to set that up. Now, if I had to go into GVO and set up a campaign and all that, then that would be different. That's going to take a bit longer, but not a lot if you follow what we teach at CLB. And that's, everybody teaches things differently, Shirley. This is how I install WordPress, okay? Some people use Fantastico to install WordPress. Some people use a different way to install WordPress. Find the way that works for you. And once your WordPress is installed, now if you're following their curation software, that's different. But it's all about making it happen and getting it done. You know me, I'm a keep it simple girl. Well, I'm really glad to know that helped. And I'm looking forward to seeing your blogs.